Good morning everyone. I'm Manicka Vasuki, first year English department, PSN College of Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to talk about the Concord and Subject-Verb Agreement. What is the meaning of Subject-Verb Agreement? First of all, we refer some relationship between the subject and predicate of the sentences. Subject verbs must always agree in two ways, tense and numbers. So what the definition means? First we have to get detail about the subject and verb. If you take in a sentences, first of all subject and the second one is a verb, but both are have a good agreement. That's why we create a sentence in every passages, sentences, etc. Then be sure, subject and verbs agree. Subjects and verbs agree when they are both singular or both plural. This is a first rule for us. So first thing is a singular subject needs a singular verb and a plural subject needs a plural verb. What is the meaning? Singular subject take a singular verb. This is a great thing. First of all, subject is a singular, as the same thing verb is also considered as a singular, and subject is a plural, definitely the verbs also coming in the plural form. Then we move to the second rule. Words between the subject and the verb often confuse people. We have some confusions in the subject-verb agreement. This is a basic sense of all the things because we have to create some sentences in English. Just we have to focus about the subject and verb agreement. Some confusion status is there. For example, Colonel along with his assistants is running headquarters very efficiently. It might be appear that the singular verb is should be the plural verb are, because the plural noun assistants is directly adjacent to the verb. However, along with his assistants is a prepositional phrase between the subject colonel and the verb is. Ignore the preposition phrase. The basic sentence is colonel is running headquarters very efficiently. So what is the example means? Colonel along with his assistants is running headquarters very efficiently. If you take a subject, colonel is a singular one. So we have to use the verb is. But the assistant is also considered as a noun. It's also considered as a plural word. So we don't use the word or form. So colonel is a singular one. That's why we use the singular form of the verb. Then second, deal with distributive word groups. Find the subject to determine whether each sentence requires is or where. For example, the people who often listen to that genre of music are few. So the people is considered as a plural form. Then or is considered as a plural verb. So what is the sense means? Singular subject take a singular verb, as the same thing plural subject take a plural verb. That is an example. So the people is in a plural word and or is also a plural verb. Then second example, the team captain as well as his players looks anxious. So the team captain is considered as a singular person. It's a group of a person, but one of the group of a persons, that's why we use the singular form of a word. So the verb is also considered as a singular verb. Then the third example is the book. Especially all the chapters in the first section is boring. So the book is considered as a single one. The book and then is boring is also a singular form of a verb. This is a third rule for us. And the fourth rule is and. And is also we know that it is a conjunction form of a verb. So when several subjects are connected by and, use a plural form. So listen, the pen and pencil are in the drawer. Pen is a singular one. Then pencil is also a singular one. But the verb is also considered as a plural. So several subjects are connected with the form of a word and. That's why we used or. pen and pencil, both a single subject and a single subject. Single plus single subject equal to plural verb. This is a third formula of subject-verb agreement. While it is true that there is only one pen and one pencil in the drawer, whatever is that there are ultimately two items in the drawer. Use the plural verb or not the singular verb is. Then the second example is the soft sand, crystal clear water and warm sun attract many tourists because three subjects are connected by the one word and use the plural form attract, not the singular attracts, because it's in a third person actives, so we have to use the word attracts, but it's in a plural form, that's why we used attract. This is a great example for and. Then fifth rule is look for the words are and nor. This is a biggest example for us because we have lot of confusions that's in the sentences, like when nouns are connected by are or nor, the verb agree with the closest subject. For example, the host or her guest are expected to leave the tip. So the host or her guest. So the host is considered as a group and her guest also considered as a group. The host is a single, or her guest is considered as a group of persons. So this is considered as a plural form. That's why we use the plural verbs. Then the guest is in the closer subject. Since guest is a plural, use the plural form of a verb is a or. It is another explanations for this sentences. Then next example is the guest or the host is expected to leave the tip. So the guest and the host. So first of all we see the plural form of a word and then we see the singular form of a word. So the guest or the host, anyone who's that, we don't know that. So any one of a person is expected to leave the trip. That's why we used is. It's considered as a single form of a verb. That's why we use the single verb. Then the host is a close subject. Since host is a singular and they use the form of a singular verb is. Then pay attention to indefinite pronouns. These words are always singular. Words ending in body, one or thing. For example, anybody, someone, nothing, either, neither, another, each and every and one. It's also considered as a singular one. Each and every one. Each question you have to answer. Either or choice, neither or choice, another you have to use. This words are also considered as a singular form of a verb. That's why we use the indefinite pronouns in the sentences. Then pay attention to the indefinitive pronouns. What is the pay attention? We give more importance to these words because it's also considered as a singular or plural. We don't know that. It's depend upon the sentences and the situations. So that's why we give more importance to the indefinitive pronouns. Here is an example of a plural indefinitive pronouns. For example, several students were at the game. Several students were at the game. Several means some group of a persons, some of the students is not. It's a group of a person. It's considered as a group of a person. That's why we use the plural form of the word were. Plural indefinitive pronouns are typically followed by the plural noun like students. So the agreement with plural indefinitive pronouns is not usually a problematic. Here we are talking about several students considered as a group. So the plural word is appropriate. So what is the meaning? Means students is also considered as a plural form. Several students, one of the students, whatever it is. But we must use the plural form of a verb where or, that is. This is an example. Then measurements. This is also essential for to make sentences each and every. Then first thing is this rule applies to time, distance, weight and money. When referring to individual units, use a plural verb. So, example, dollars are Americans' national currency. Miles are part of the imperial system of measurements. So the rule is applicable for distance, weight, money and time, and also referring some individual units. So it's considered as a plural form. It not considered as a singular verb. It's also considered as a plural verb. So listen. So dollars are. So dollar is in a plural form. That's why we use the are form of a verb. Then miles also considered as a plural. That's why we use the plural verb are. Then when referring to an amount, use a singular verb. Amount is considered as a singular thing. Distance, weight, money and time also considered as a plural. And the secondary thing is amount is considered as a singular verb. It's not a dollar, it's an amount. So $100 is not a lot of money. 20 miles is a long distance to run daily. Think of 20 miles or $100 as a single unit. It considered as a single one. $100 and 20 miles. So first, what is the difference between the two sentences means dollars are considered as a national American's currency. So the American currency is considered as not a single one. It's a plural form of a word. That's why we use the plural. But in this sentences, $100 is considered as a single unit. That's why we use the single form of a verb is. Then secondary thing is be careful with here and there. We have a lot of confusions are there in here and there sentences because we know that how to use the sentences, but we unconsciously do something wrong. That is the there and here sentences. Great example is there is a million things I need to do before my trip. Here some examples of my work. We really mean there are million things I need to do before my trip. Here are some examples of my work. So what is the difference? There is, it's considered as a there is a million thing I need to do before my trip. And second example is there are a million things I need to do before my trips. What is the real meaning means secondary one is because there or here is considered as a plural forms. That's why we use the plural form of the verb. Neither there or here can be the subject of a sentences. When these words open a sentence, look for the subject following the verb. Things and examples are a plural subject, so the plural or is appropriate. So what is the meaning means it's considered as a plural form of a verb. That's why we use the plural form of a verb. Then pay attention to the collective noun. Collective noun means it's a group of words. So collective nouns are nouns that include or imply more than one person but act a unified group. So it's considered as a one person but it identified as a group of persons. So what is the examples means a group of tourists, a team of mules, a class of students, a family of people from Paris, a jury of your peers, a band of robbers, a herd of cattle, a crew of pirates. So what is the examples means if the members of a collective nouns are working together or being referred to as a whole, the word take a singular verb. The jury has reached a verdict. A crew is making its plans. Crew is considered as a group of persons. But it's if we take in sentences, it's considered as a single persons. That's why we use the singular form of a verb. So the crew is also a singular subject and the is also considered as a singular verb. That's why we used it, right? Definitions of the sentence means likewise the member of the crew are acting as a single unit. The crew are considered as a single unit. So the crew take a singular verb. It's a simple example and explanations of this sentences. Then know the inclusion or exclusions rules. Exclusions means the subject is not part of a group. So use a singular verb. It's not considered as a group of these sentences. That's why we use the singular form of the verb. So the example is Jashan is there. Only one of the students who smokes. The only one of the students. So the what is the keyword? What's the keyword in this sentences means the only one. So the word only tell us that Jashan smokes, but no one else in the group does. So Jashan is a singular, so the singular verb smokes is also a correct. So Jashan is considered as a one of the students means it's considered as a one person. So it's considered as a Jashan. So who smokes? It's a third person singular. That's why we use the verb smoke plus s, smokes. That's why we use, it's not considered as a plural form, it's considered as a singular verb. Singular subject is Jashan and the singular verb is smokes because Jashan is a third person singular. Then Henry is one of the students who smoke. So here the subject is one of rather than only one. The word one of indicates that Henry is included in a group of students who all smokes. So what is the difference means the superlative form of a word Jason, the group of a persons, it's not considered that Jason is an essential. In that sentences, Henry is one of the person in the smoking group. This is a difference for these two sentences, right? Then students is considered as a plural form and also here the plural form of a verb smoke is also a correct one. This is a difference between the singular subject take a singular verb and plural subject take a plural verb. Then make words agree with borrowed nouns. Some English words borrowed from other languages can be confusing because of their plural form do not end in s. This is a confusion status of every sentences like the media are not invited. Media is in a plural form, but we use media is a singular as a singular like collective noun. So we have to use in this word. One endangered medium is print new. So what is the difference means? We are used to referring to media as a singular like a collective noun, but it's actually a plural form of medium. Using the plural verb is sound odd, but since media in fact plural, do so in formal writing. So what does it mean? Media is a singular considered as a, but the plural form of a media is medium. But we have to use in every sentences and formal writing, it's considered as a plural form. That's why we use the media are not invited. It's a group of a word. That's why we use the plural form of a subject. Then another example is no new data are available. Each datum shows one person's survey response. Data is even harder to recognize as plural than as media because it's a singular form datum. So it's not a word we use frequently or indeed to all. So what is the difference means? Data is a collections of informations, but it's a plural form of a word means data. It's not a usual one. We couldn't frequently use that words. So we use datas, not data. It's a data. So no new data are available means data is in a plural form. That's why we use the plural form of a verb. No new data are available. Datas. We do not use that word data are available. Then datum is a single point of information and data are the collected point of the information. What is the difference in plural and singular form of a word data means? Data is considered as a collected point of information. So together the information in there. Then data means get the information in a single point. That's why we couldn't use the data. We used data. Then you will never be an alumni. Alumni is another word English borrowed from Latin. It's a Latin word because we have to use it after finishing their colleges in a long days back. So it has two gender plural forms and two gender singular forms. Aluminous is a singular and masculine. He is an alumnus of UWF. Then alumni is a plural and masculine. The three men are alumni of UWF. What is the difference means? It's considered as a singular one in an alumnus, and alumni is considered as a group of a person. There are 1, 2, 3 and whatever it is. Then it's considered as a group of a persons. That's why we use the alumni is a plural as well as it's a masculine form. That's why we use the example. The three men are alumni of UWF. And for a mixed group, we traditionally default to the masculine. The graduates are alumni of UWF. This is a biggest thing in after graduations, right? The graduations are alumni of UWF means the graduates are considered as a group of students. They are graduate in their field. They get after finishing their graduations, they met. That is called the alumni. So the graduates or alumni of UWI is considered as a plural subject, takes a plural verb. Thank you.